Did you go into the circle or did you go around it?
No, I went into that. Would make this better.
We all went around it.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, the two of us went, and that's probably
You're
why.
supposed to go through it, but the guys yelled if we went around it.
Yeah.
No, for us, Rap said to us, he goes, well, the first guy goes in, my buddy, we were in the first, we were the first Rap was very in with him doing that. Yeah, he took us out, so.
Get flat. My fat ass can get to there. You just get flat. If you start to panic, you just fucking lay there. Takes a deep breath.
But seriously, I mean, that thing's definitely never gonna have to go in real life. It's something so much like that.
There's a Scott air pack. I'm not sure how much PSI it holds. Probably says it right here. Can't see what it says. I'm not sure if these are the ones that they don't use anymore, or they're new ones, or whether or what, but I'm going to try to get one of these and put it in my collection.
And ones, we'll go with the MPDs first, two to the Stokes, and you're going to flip. One.
Two.
All right, before everybody breaks up, Glenn has a little safety talk.
Just a reminder about your accountability tags. According to the SOGs, each person should have 2 tags. One that's left with the vehicle to identify who came with that particular truck, and then a second tag that should be left at either an accountability station or when you're entering the building, turn it in then, or if there's no accountability officer, leave it on the porch or wherever you're entering.
And also, when you go in the door, if you go out another door, make sure you come back to that accountability officer and write your tags. Sometimes it's getting so difficult when someone's going to one door or come down another door. We have no idea where everybody is for accountability. Once you're done, once you're out of there, make sure you come pick up your tag. So again, you have accountability. And again, like I said, make sure you drop it. If there's no one there, just drop it. Somebody will buy it.
Any questions?
At your seat. Our trucks, Alburtis trucks, I know have rings at each seat. Now I think
We have a single,
is there a single big
usually
ring
a single
for
ring
each
hanging
truck?
somewhere in the middle of the
Probably up near the officer. So right up.
Even if you're getting out to
Doesn't matter. You came on that truck, your tag stays. Just for tonight, gloves. We're inside, so various t-shirt gloves. Huh? As long, if you can tie rope with mittens.
Dodge a wrench, you dodge a ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we using for our buildings? Are we using that?
I'm sorry?
So what are we using for our buildings? So are we using that up there, or what are we
Who's
doing?
MPD? One.
I think I'm a 1.
Okay.
2.
Yeah, Eric's doing the MPDs.
Okay.
He's going to go over what they are and.
All right.
What do you think?
Well, that's cool. Oh, that'll warm it up.
Is that all to choose, or?
You'd think there would be more.
Yeah.
Right here.
I'm gonna get a seizure from looking at that thing.
Arrive, will make them choose. They see more people that weren't here before. But tell them there are two.
You got the email about the.
Somebody down a lane, in the woods, whatever. We got to carry them out this time of year. All right, we can't just throw them in the stokes, put a couple blankets on, and get them out there. All right, you got to remember, by the time we get to them, especially if they're in somewhere, say we're up on Reservoir Hill, they're in the middle of the woods. We get in there a half hour later, they've been laying on the ground for how long? They got a busted leg. We got to worry about a couple things. One, hypothermia. Okay. If their clothes are wet, stuff like that. So, I need to, buddy, take your job shirt off. So, number one, if he's in wet clothing, they gotta go. Alright, cut him off. Because we're gonna wrap him in here, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna wrap him. If he's wrapped in wet clothing, we're not gonna warm him up whatsoever. Okay? So, we're not talking about going vertical or anything with this guy, we're just literally packaging him in the stokes and carrying him out. Okay? First thing you wanna do, put a vapor barrier down. We use a tarp. Preferably a clean one. Alright. Then we're going to take a blanket. If you don't have, we carry one on our rescue. If you don't have a wool blanket, you can use hospital blankets. I use a ton of them. You gotta remember, wool, even if it's wet, it's still gonna maintain heat. So if that got wet when we're going out, it's still gonna maintain their heat. The cotton blanket's not gonna do so much. Okay? Put it on an angle. Alright. You can lay it there.
What's that on it?
So the first thing we're gonna do, he gets helmet. It's a big head. Alright? You gotta remember, now his head is lifted up a little bit. So we might have to take some hospital blankets at that point, pad under the neck. Your head back. Is that a little bit more comfortable? All right. Other places you should consider under the knees, small the back. Okay. You gotta remember they've been laying in the woods for how long? Okay. We're about to carry them out. Anywhere that's gonna go like this is gonna start to hurt. So we want to stabilize him as best as we can. If there's a cervical spine injury or the medics are worried about it, he's gonna have a collar on him. You're not gonna be able to pat him under that. All right. So then we go behind the legs, behind the back. So we're about to carry him out. Even if it was a 15-minute walk in for us, it's going to take us probably 25 to get out. Because you figure every 6-7 minutes, we're going to want to put him down, switch some guys, switch arms, and get him out. So we got to consider that.
Right there.
So in the meantime, the medics may have treated him already. He might have a fracture. They've already given narcotics, IVs, stuff like that. So they're going to want to monitor his vital signs. All right, taking a life pack, the monitor that the medics use, and putting it on this, it's just adding more weight. All right. Any smart medic that has any kind of training in this is going to say no way. So I'm going to show you a little trick. The way we can still monitor their blood pressure. Miller, can you grab me a roll of tape, medical tape?
Medical tape.
So I'm going to put the blood pressure cuff on upside down. All right? Because everything, we're going to feed all this stuff out of the tarp that we wrap it with. Okay? So if you put it on the right side, you're just kicking your hoses. All right? So we're going to do that. We're going to take
No.
this guy. This might
All right, everybody, this is Anthony. Just joining up.
Hi, Anthony. Hey.
Hey,
Be up
I'm
in
here.
the group. That group was like 5 more people than this one. 1s and 2s, and it always doesn't work out. I don't understand. They get lost. Calling the captain.
You're injured. What are you doing?
So we're going to tape the stethoscope right to where you would take a blood pressure. All right. You're then going to take another stethoscope and put it over his lungs. Hey Miller, I think we need new tape.
Salkin doesn't let him steal like Country did.
Oh, good news. I work at the hospital. All right. If it's me, I'm going to take 3 stethoscopes. One out off the NQ and one over each lung. All right. Just so I can listen to all 3 if I need to. I'm going to then wrap them all in tape and label them. So if this is left lung, I'm going to put L lung. Don't ever put RALL because they get confused. All right. So then we take everything and we.
Ooh, shoot you scores.
Here's the plastic. I'm gonna donate a blood pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went, boss. Now, if I was truly putting this on him, I would have taped this a lot, right? Just so it won't come off. So at that point, obviously wet clothes are gone. If he's really hypothermic, we can put some heating pads, some hot pads in here. Just gotta be careful, hot pads get in too long to technically burn a leaf. All right. So at that point, take this over, bundle it up, pull this over, bundle it up. At that point, you're gonna lose your head support. All right. At that point, then grab another blanket like this, and just cover any spots that were open. Okay. So now you're gonna wrap him. Tuck it all down in. A couple other things we can do depending on who's there. In my medical gear, in my truck, I carry a thermometer with a probe. All right, I would take that probe and I'd tape it to his armpit. All right, and I'm not going to call a doc and say, hey, his temperature's 88 degrees because that's not accurate. What I'm looking for at that point is trending. Okay, so I put him in, he's 88 degrees. 5 minutes later, he's 89 degrees. Good, I'm warming him up. That's the point. Okay? So we'll put him in. We're not going vertical, so we can just use the straps of Stokes. We have, I'm not going to open them and put them on, but we have extra straps that we can put high, put low. Okay? What do I do with my glasses? I have my safety glasses on top of my helmet. Red helmet, right on feet.
Watch your hands burn and start to get thin.
Safety glasses on him. Now you gotta remember, if it's raining and we're doing this, every time we go to talk to him, where's the water gonna go? Right in his face. Or it's raining, he's staring straight up. So we might say to him, hey, put a blanket over your face. Okay, if you're comfortable with that. Some people are gonna freak out. But if you're comfortable with that, put a blanket over his face just to protect him from the weather. All right? At this point, it's all in the medics. How far we move, when we move, all that. If they say, let's move, we can go. That's We can get a blood pressure from right here just by listening. We can keep him going. IV lines, they're going to have to be run out. All right. Same thing. You always want all your gizmos and gadgets to come out of one corner, so you know where everything's headed. You don't want something coming out the feet, something out the right side, something out the left. You want everything to come off of one side. Okay. And then we just go. Questions, comments, complaints? Good. We're going to get them out, and you guys are going to do it. Okay? We can use somebody else. Carry them out. Yeah, you feel fine, but on the flip side. So the more mechanical damage you do, the less. All right, put him down. Let's get him out of there.
Now let's get the real seniority.
How do you feel, buddy?
I'm getting hot.